Hello, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome to this educational session. In this session, we will talk about the new member profile sheet. It will be short and sweet. I am already sharing my screen. Let me take you to it. And here it is. This is your new member profile sheet. This sheet is something you can use after a guest wishes to become a member and is soon to join your club. Thus, this is a good resource to use as a complement to the membership application or a mentor documentation. You gather personal data, including their accomplishments, interests, personal and career goals, and, if applicable, the name of the sponsor or mentor. This top section should give you an idea of what they're pursuing. It can also give you an idea of which path they may choose. Of course, you would want to direct them to a pathways survey when they're choosing a path for the first time. These are more personalized questions under communication and leadership goals. What objectives do you hope to accomplish as a member of this club? Now, it does not ask about your personal objectives here. It's as a member of the club because Toastmasters is a two-way street. You get out what you put into it. Just as the club serves you, you have a responsibility to serve the club in some capacity or another, even if it's as simple as taking on meeting roles. Does your job or profession require you to speak in front of an audience? Most of the time, the answer is yes. Most people don't think to join a place like Toastmasters unless there's a real need for it, like a time when you anticipate you're going to speak in front of an audience. College students may get up in front of a huge lecture hall of students to present something, or a small classroom. Interviews are another example. Job interviews are commonly a scary scenario for most people, especially younger professionals who are just starting in their careers and have little to no experience in the matter. How would you describe your current level as a speaker? This question is relative and subjective. Their answer may not be a high indication of the reality that they live. Thus, I would recommend that you assess them as they give their first speeches or table topics and see how proficient they really are. Offer them feedback, but remember to keep the feedback positive, yet realistic. How would you describe your current skill level as a leader? This question is fairly easy to answer if you are in a leadership position, but many people may not be in such a position. They may not be managers at their jobs or supervisors. They may not have volunteered for nonprofits or boards or anything similar to them. Thus, they may not be able to tell you how great they are as a leader. For this question, they're more likely to speak humbly about their experience. Do you have any specific concerns relative to speaking in front of an audience? This is good to know, especially as you try to find them a mentor, as they delve into their first speeches, as they select their path and pathways. What specifics are they looking for? Are they aware of the basic competencies of speech work, such as the structure of a speech, themselves, self-awareness, as you would present in an icebreaker? Do they understand vocal variety? Do they understand descriptive language, the different purposes of a speech? If they don't understand any one of these things, then take note of it and identify which projects this person can select in pathways, and that will help them to decide the path that is best for them. Do you have any specific concerns about leading a group? This is the leadership side of concern. In the past, Toastmasters had a legacy program, which included a competent communicator manual and a competent leader manual. In the competent leader manual, there were 10 competencies. Among them were listening, collaboration, inspiration, teamwork, motivation, delegation, and a few others. If they are aware of the different competencies of a leader, it would definitely be beneficial to understand which ones they do not think of. It gives you that window to identify what are they not thinking of? What could they focus on? How can they play to their strengths to overcome their weaknesses? And leading a group can mean a number of things. It can mean leading a small group, as in a trio or a quartet, or it could mean leading a whole meeting as Toastmaster of the day. It could mean leading an organization or a department. It could mean leading volunteers. It all depends on what the person experiences or wants to experience. If they're seeking to get a promotion and go higher in their organization from associate to supervisor, they would want to understand what makes a great supervisor. What leadership characteristics will get them there? Which characteristics does that person have and not have? Why did you decide to join the Toastmasters Club? This question will give you insight as to how to attract members best. Just as good marketers analyze their data, Toastmasters can also use this information to assess how people find the club, why they join, what they typically look for, how the club can benefit them. The club can establish traditions, rituals, a streamlined process to onboard new members this way. And at the bottom of the form, we see competencies and skills. These are very specific, and whichever ones they check off will give you a hint as to what they seek and which paths would be right for them. You can also utilize resources on Toastmasters.org, including the Toastmasters magazine. You can type in keywords looking for resources, and you can often share them with this person, or that person can have a set objective where they look up a certain number of resources, understand how it resonates with them, what stood out to them, what questions they have about it, and so forth. The good thing about all of this information is that it gives you a leverage point for learning and for motivation and for development. By getting to know your members on a more personal level, you'll be able to serve them more specifically. You can fine tune your communication styles, your leadership styles, your club resources, materials, and anything. And this is just one of many tools that you can use to onboard members. And that is all I have for this session. I hope you found it useful, and I look forward to seeing you in the next session. Take care and goodbye.